We'll likely still see Sane at the Heisman.
We might see Marcel Reed as well for Texas A&M. They were taking on Samford. Hey, what's your favorite cupcake flavor? Don't say sour cream and onion.
Well, it's Funfetti.
Funfetti?
Cupcake flavor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Funfetti.
Okay, I actually agree with that. That right there, to Ashton Bethel Roman. ABR, 58 yards on the score. Reed, 3 touchdowns, 48-0 Aggies.
What would you have said?
I don't know.
You got Georgia.
You're a big carrot cake guy.
Taking on. I
appreciate
love
that.
carrot cake. Are you serious?
Disgusting.
Bull Walker, gone. Come on. Found the gap. Randy, you said the best Walker to play running back at the University of Georgia?
I did not.
That's crazy.
Nope.
48 yards, 9 carries,
You
3
said
scores.
best Bo ever to play in the SEC, which I thought was weird. Oklahoma and Mizzou. John Mateer.
Remember when you said?
To Isaiah Satania III. Over the middle. This is the first drive for them in the second quarter. 87 yards to the crib. OU coming back to win 17-6.
We got number 10, Alabama, taking on Eastern Illinois. Cole LaCruz pass intercepted by Dijon Lee Jr. Because sometimes you just got to put a little bit of that Dijon on it, you know what I mean?
Must.
Look at that. He scooped it off the back of the receiver's shoulder pads. Incredible. It's close, 49-0 in the fourth quarter with a minute to play. Tucker Cornelius, 5-yard score, 56-0 roll Tide.
All right, Paul Finebaum is here for another edition of Paul In or Paul Out, and why don't we start with the Georgia Bulldogs. Paul, they are the biggest threat to Ohio State and the Buckeyes' repeat aspirations. You Paul In or Paul Out?
Paul in on that, and there's one specific reason: their physicality. We saw it not this week, but we saw it last week against Texas. I mean, they manhandled Texas at the line of scrimmage. They only have one blemish on the calendar, and that's against Alabama. They have a couple of other close calls, but in the last couple of weeks, they have played best of the year, and I think they are in a position, if they get to the SEC game, to win it. And of course, they will get to the playoff, and I think they will be a nightmare for everyone, perhaps except Ohio State.
Oh, interesting. It's juicy. Paul, Notre Dame proved they belong ahead of Miami in the CFP rankings after their 70-7 win over Syracuse. Are you Paul in or Paul out?
You know the answer. I'm Paul out. You just want me to continue this war with the Fighting Irish fans. And thank you for letting me hear from you. And I'm up early, so keep those cards and letters coming in, and the emails and the texts. But the bottom line is this: I value head-to-head. I sound old school because I am old school, but that should matter. I realize it was late in August, final Sunday night of the year on Labor Day weekend, but it still should matter.
All right, let's get back to the SEC, Paul. Oklahoma is a sneaky CFP contender. Are you Paul in or Paul out?
I'm a very shaky Paul in on that, and the reason isn't the defense. They probably have the best defense in the country. Brent Venables, their head coach, calls the shots. I just a little bit concerned about the offense. Mateer has been very good, but he has not been great because he got injured early in the season. Remember, he came back for the Texas game and was shaky. They just can't seem to generate enough offense. So that's a good play there, but they'll need a lot more if they're going to go far.
That defense is opportunistic, but you're right. Mateer's hand surgery has hampered him moving forward. That's another edition of Paul in and Paul out. It was unhampered, unhinged from Paul Finebaum. Thank you, sir.
I think it will be a very close call, but quite frankly, as impressive as Oregon was, Ole Miss still got all the attention off the field because of Lane Kiffin. I realize that should not have anything to do with what the committee will do, but I am very interested, Heather and everyone else, if Ole Miss starts getting discounted a little bit because of the possibility that Lane Kiffin may not be there after this Friday. Totally off the wall in terms of what the CFP committee should be doing, but they have been off the wall pretty much all year anyway.
They have. I mean, this is...
Can I follow that?
Please, Heather.
Can I follow that to let you know what the committee will do if Lane Kiffin's not there? So this would be compared to Jordan Travis and Florida State. Just like if your starting quarterback is injured and is not going to play going into the college football playoff. Ole Miss, without Lane Kiffin, is not going to fall out of the college football playoff. Might they drop a spot or two because they don't have their head coach? Yes, that's possible. But the best comparison is to go back to with Florida State. But with Florida State, it was only a 4-team playoff. Yes. There's 12 teams in this spot. They're not going to fall out without Lane Kiffin.
Okay, all right, because I think you maybe just gave Ole Miss fans a little bit of a heart attack where they said, well, wait a minute.
Correct.
If it's like Travis and Florida State,
okay,
then Seminole fans are like, that's when we were relevant, and I remember that because it wasn't that long ago. Heather, after a Cupcake Saturday, right, that featured just 2 games between ranked opponents, what's the biggest question for the committee after Week 13?
Well, we'll go back to the ACC where it's, can Miami get back into the top 12 after Utah was fortunate to win their game and gave up almost 500 yards rushing on the ground. So Miami goes to Virginia Tech and puts together a complete performance. The selection committee has been looking for consistency from the Canes, and this was the 3rd straight win that they have won by at least 17 points. Carson Beck looked good. They did have 9 penalties, and it was against a struggling Virginia Tech team in transition, but this is something the selection committee will at least consider this week.
And Heather, I wish the selection committee would actually consider that these two, that Miami and Notre Dame once met on the field like on the final Sunday night in August, but they have seemingly forgotten that. And I'm sure they'll continue to forget that this week when they look at the 2 games and see that Miami only won by 4 touchdowns and Notre Dame won by 14. Against Syracuse. That's not the way we should be deciding teams, but again, I know I sound like a broken record, but this committee has really disappointed me on what should be one of the biggest tiebreakers, and that is head-to-head.
Rivalry week is going to wrap up the college football's regular season. Miami has to go to Pitt, who just knocked off Georgia Tech. That is Saturday at noon on ABC with so much at stake. Thanks, y'all. 1 week left in the college football regular season to prove it. What is it? Let's have Roman Harper join us and tell us. Rome, good morning to you. Do not look now. Oklahoma might have it. They might be a sneaky CFP contender. What is standing out to you about this Sooner team specifically?
Well, what's standing out immediately in front of me is that I got both of my boys here with me this morning, not just one of you guys. So shout out to you guys making it special for you. So, but this Oklahoma team, man, they're just something special on defense. You know, it's hard for me to imagine for them to how far they will be able to go in the playoffs, because once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. But for weeks now, experts like myself have been dead wrong on this team. It was that, okay, I don't know if they'll be able to score and kneeling and go on the road and blah, blah, blah. You know what? They shut down that offense, creating turnovers and scoring on defense. That travels. I don't care who you're playing. And then versus Alabama, we said the same thing. How can they go into Bryant-Denny and win that game? It's taking the football away, scoring on offense, scoring on defense. And then yesterday versus Missouri, putting on an absolute blitzkrieg of what they did of that offense, taking away the run game, making them one-dimensional, and being explosive enough on offense with a couple big plays. This team is good enough to go on the road versus anybody because of the defense. Wow. And what you get into the playoffs, there's no telling how this thing will figure out, especially if they get a home game in Norman. I can only imagine. I like what I'm seeing out of this Oklahoma team. It reminds me of a 2001 Ravens team that nobody could score on, and all of a sudden now you go to winning these games. I don't want to compare anybody really to that team, but this is what I imagine when I look at this Oklahoma team.
Wow, that is high praise.
Yeah, that's high praise.
That's high praise. Time now for Roman's Forum. Rome, the floor is yours.
Oh, yes.
All right, Let me get it right here, fellas. Let's go with this thing. All right, now, I'm wearing my crown, but I really should give it to somebody else, and that somebody else is Diego Pavia of the Vanderbilt Commodores. I sat up here. I was in Nashville all weekend. And look, it feels different. And I understand why. Clark Lee, Diego Pavia, special team, special performance. Getting 9 wins for the first time since 1915 in the regular season. All of a sudden have a chance to get 10 wins. Diego goes out there, sets a record, throwing the ball all over the ballpark. 484 yards yesterday, 5 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. Everybody's talking about Heisman, how wide open it is. Well, if he just gets the invite, that is a win for Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia to say, no, we are different this year. This is something special of a season. And there's no better feeling and opportunity for Vanderbilt to go on the road into Neyland Stadium next weekend versus a big in-state rivalry like Tennessee to try and knock them off. But I'm just warning you, I talked to 3 Tennessee fans in the airport yesterday. They were all so happy for Vanderbilt to win because they can't wait till next week to go knock them off and let them know that they're still the little brother in the state of Tennessee. So I can't wait for it, but Diego, you deserve this.
Tennessee riding high, though, after yesterday. So that
after beating Florida like that.
That game's going to have some fireworks, man.
Okay. Hey, real quick, Rome, I see that game ball to your right. How many picks did you have in your NFL career?
Coach Herm Edwards.
Dude, I don't keep up with stats. I think 11, 12, not a lot. I don't know.
Herm Edwards wanted us to ask. Because he said it was.
Tell Herm he's got way more.
Yeah.
But I'll get these payments for him, though. I'll go to work on that. I'll get to work on that.
We don't have to tell Herm. He knows.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch him walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance.